Hello, hello. Now we have at last chapter 126 of Attack on Titan. This one is called Pride. And we start with a flashback to some unknown time. Scouting Legion people running around the woods. They're getting shot, which isn't normally. More, they're getting eaten. They're in an edible group, not so much a shootable group. So what's going on here? Oh, this is how Hange was surviving. A tear pouring out of her remaining good eye as she has to shoot her fellow human in order to hide out. Because those are, of course, Jaegerists, loyalists to Eren's cause, who had been tasked with rubbing out everybody who is keeping Zeke and Eren apart. Levi, who's in pretty terrible shape. Levi, sorry. I get him. I just see the word for the genes, and it's an instinct. This again, another kind of like quintessential setting and mood and kind of plot structure for Attack on Titan. You're in the woods. Everything is devastated. You have very little to live on. You're kind of struggling just to get by. Now, finally, these characters as well going through that hell. Everyone was turned into Titans, but only you survived. The fact you're still alive with these wounds is for the same reason, isn't it? Because you're an Ackerman. So unsurprising that Hagane, with their complete nerdiness and obsession with the kind of genetic mechanics of everything around them, would know about the Ackerman strength, perhaps the Ackerman curse. Sewing them all back up. Wonder just what happened. We can't stop Zeke by ourselves. We have no choice but to leave it to Armin and Pixis. Even for instance, we assume that Eren was betraying Zeke. As long as the Jaegerists rule the island with spinal fluid, we're going to be wanted people our whole lives here. It's probably our turn now. Even if we intended on doing the right thing, the times change and we're the ones in the cell. So she's thinking back to when they had locked up those that were rebelling against them. The position of power just being handed back and forth. I'd rather just the two of us live here. Right, Levi? But, of course, she received it too. The brain blast from Eren. She as well was transported to the Endless Desert and knows now Eren's true plan, which I think she's going to be very much not down for. Everything I know about her character and her personality makes me think she's not going to be down with the stomp out the entire world plan. Piece of shit. Where is he? He's the only one. He's the only one so far who's just like, where the hell is he? Let me at him. I'm gonna beat the crap out of this guy. Even Gabby was like, maybe talk to him. Maybe you can get him to change his mind. But no. Let me just, where is he? Oh, classic. Zeke headed for Shiganshina with the Jaegerists. It's been about half a day since then. Just what happened? So yeah, they don't know the details of Eren and Zeke's interaction. They don't know that Eren got his head blown off and all of that fun stuff happened. But they know what's happening now. They know that the Wall Titans are heading out for the Rumble. They screwed up without realizing he was prepared to die. Yeah, this was kind of his fatal mistake, that he was like, if you move, you'll blow yourself up. Not realizing that Zeke was like, all right, sure, I'll blow myself up. And let him go again. He must be full of regret, but for now, what's left if we run and hide like this? So this is kind of a question that a few characters have been asking, is could I be content knowing that we're enemies of the entire state, to live my life out in some mountain in obscurity, Pooping outside. This is a question a lot of characters kind of have to come to terms with. They can't have normal lives again. They can't be part of this new society. So what can be done? You can hear my soliloquy, huh? What are you building? Going to pull me with a horse using that. There's no way you can be docile while being kept in the dark. That's right, I can't. The objective is killing Zeke. Our interests match yours. Theo Magath Piek Finger. Piek's last name is Finger, huh? I don't think that was revealed before. That's an odd last name. So that's true. Even though Aaron is quite inaccessible, my feeling is that Zeke is still just hanging out somewhere in the city. We haven't seen Zeke at all since the betrayal inside the mind space of Ymir, that endless desert. It's unclear where his actual physical corporeal body is, if he had been warped there physically, or if that's just kind of a projection of his mind. It's also unclear when Aaron did his mass broadcast, was he actually warping people? Like, were they gone from reality for a brief period? Or were they just imagining themselves in that space? Unclear, unclear. So yeah, Levy's just down to kill Zeke. I don't know if he thinks that'll accomplish something or if he's just super pissed off. And I'm sure these guys are down to kill Zeke as well, because the number of times Zeke had double-crossed them at this point is incalculable. Double-cross them and then seem to cross back, and who knows. Levy Ackerman. It seems like you have strength on par with the 9 Titans. How do you intend to dodge my bullet like that? Can't dodge a bullet, but I negligently exposed this pitiful state of mind to the enemy. Shoot or listen, the choice is yours. Okay. Again, it's difficult to imagine any of this being of consequence, but a compelling scene nonetheless. I'm gonna listen before shooting. You said you'd kill Zeke, but where is he now? Will he busy with errands so he can use his royal blood with the founding Titan? You know, everything Titan, Professor Hanji. For some reason, I thought her name was Henge, that it was spelled H-A-N-G-E. Am I crazy? Has it always been Hanji? Anyways, but yeah, she is the Titan Professor. I'm glad that her reputation has extended even to the Marleyans. Able to see the founding Titan. It's absurdly big, and I know it seems like nothing can be done about it. But I think Hanji is the route. She has some nerdy Titan exploit. Some cheat code type weakness that they have. So we have no choice to be doing it. Let's all combine our strength. That sort of thing. Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Let's get that sort of thing. I don't know if she's actually got a plan. I don't know how confident she actually is. But she definitely has the attitude of like, well, we might as well try to do something about it. Whereas a lot of the other characters are like, well, this is a given. You know, Armin is acting like this is a given. Mikasa, these guys up until just now, all of the Jaegerists that are left, of course, are celebrating the fact that it's a given. Ooh, another wonderful shot of the Wall Titans. Just the fact that within these few chapters since they've been unleashed, they went from like an unimaginably huge happening to just part of the landscape, to just something that we kind of return to in the way that you would like the moon or a mountain or something. They're just here, slowly marching away. Everyone in their little cots, wrestling. Jean thinking, what should I do? Is it really over? Can I just live like I wanted to live this whole time? A comfy life? Mikasa too? Think for yourself? What can she do? Annie and Hitch out on their little adventure, resting up. Here's Reiner, still slowly recovering. Gabby and Armin, Connie, and Falco. So much stuff happening. These are the forces that, although Hanji really doesn't know about any of these plots, very few of these plots know about any of the other plots at all, somehow, perhaps, they'll all come together and be able to actually make a difference to what's happening in the world. Maybe, somehow, maybe. Should I feed Falco to my mom? Oh, how should I feed Falco to my mom? Brute force, after all. If I injure him, and he finds out he has a Titan power, it's all over. Can't mess up. I have to come up with some good method. Such an honest kid. Isn't even complaining about camping in a place like this, even though he shouldn't trust me. Does he trust me? Sasha, would you understand me? He thinks back to Sasha. I think he always kind of had a thing for Sasha, right? That was hinted at. And of course, it was Falco's comrade, Gabi, who, sitting there next to Falco on their hijacked airship, was the one who killed Sasha. So Connie, it's not just about reviving his mom. I think he just has beef with these kids. Here they ride into the village. Going to a hospital. Why are we in a ruined village? Something interesting here, so I thought I'd have you see it. This is Agako. How did he know? Oh, wait! The family that he was staying with, Mr. Garath or whatever, were they displaced? Were they living out in the woods because they were originally from this village, and then everyone turned into a Titan and they left? Is that what happened? I don't know. I have like a dim recollection of this. Sorry. Oh, never mind. I heard you talking to yourself last night. Oh, never mind. Sasha is the soldier Gabi shot on the airship, right? You knew I was someone, but pretended not to and brought me here. Why? Take revenge on me. No, I understand that was an act of war. And there's his mommy. She can't move, so calm down. She's been like this for years now. Oh, and Falco can't put the last piece together because he's unaware that he ended up with the Jaw Titan. But he knows something bad is going to happen. He certainly knows something bad is going to happen. It's a wonder. I'm surprised that Connie again gave him so much freedom. That for a second he even thought that he had other plans, that he was just going to be like, all right, well, Falco, you go free now. I want you to help me brush your teeth. There are many opportunities to have an experience like this. Wow, good acting. His face is showing 12 different emotions at once. He's probably feeling 12 different emotions at once. This is so bizarre. Look, you just have to go at it from up there. Try climbing up there. Right? Oh, but the rescue party catches up. Gabi and Armin, surprisingly close behind them. He's trying to feed you to a Titan because you inherited the Jaw Titan. Ooh. Okay, Connie takes him hostage. The blade at his throat. Don't want to hear it. Don't say anything. You guys don't understand. You're going to say that keeping him alive is better, right? So give up on your mom. Something righteous like you can't understand an idiot. Use the Jaw's power. Oh, that's pretty devastating. This is another kind of just mechanical aspect of the lore that I think is well designed to lead to emotional situations. That the second that Falco realizes he's inherited the Jaw Titan's power, he realizes that that must mean that Galliard, a friend, a comrade, must have died. Falco. And Armin thinks of the commander and how he regrets being the one that was revived. How he is tormented by the sacrifice that was made in order to keep him alive. And he knows that Connie's mom will probably feel the same way. That if Connie's mom regains her consciousness, returns to humanity, and then is told that she had to devour a helpless young boy in order to do so, how could that make her happy? Gabby, please forgive Connie. Okay. Armin sacrifices himself so that Connie's mom becomes the Colossal Titan? Oh man, the Colossal Titan, the most iconic of all Titans. Will it end up being Connie's mom? No, 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 no. There's no way, right? I don't know. I genuinely don't know what's gonna happen here. This one is a real tense one. And yet again, does it really matter? There, it's gonna get stopped. Okay. Armin flies up. Told you to stay away. It's not a very good bluff though, because if he cuts Falco, then Falco can Titanize, right? Like, and if he just kills Falco, then Falco can't, like, well, I'm not actually sure how that works. I think he can actually still pass on his Titan powers as a lifeless corpse. Oh my god! I don't know. Is he actually going? Is Connie's mom going to end up being the Colossal Titan at the end of the series? Who in the world could have guessed? Didn't she just tell me to stay quiet? And the way he said, forgive Connie to Gabby. Like, you know, Falco's gonna get rescued. I'm gonna make this all okay. So you have to promise me to forgive Connie after this. So that we can actually be at peace once I've sacrificed myself. I'll demonstrate. It's gonna be quiet. This is insane. This is just, that in the end, something like this, that Armin sacrifices himself. Oh, no, okay, not quite, not quite, not quite. Connie diving in, letting Falco go. So essentially giving up on his plan of reviving his mom with Falco to save Armin. A crazy shot. I keep talking about how iconic scenes from Attack on Titan past are kind of recurring. Again, it kind of feels like this nostalgic full circle thing. But something like this we've never seen before. Someone diving into the mouth of a Titan and having someone else dramatically save them. It's still using kind of iconic imagery of the Titan. It's still using the power structures that define this series. But we've never seen something like this. It's fascinating. It's pretty cool the way all of this stuff continues to innovate and how these same dynamics play out in new and exciting ways each time. I hadn't saved you. What would you have done? Mom would be human again as the inheritor of the Colossal Titan. If that had happened, it'd make Mom suffer. If I think about it, I understand. Even though Mom told me to be a fine soldier when she set off, her son might have killed children and friends. I ended up becoming that kind of soldier. Exactly, exactly. And Armin knows this all too well, that when things have been sacrificed for you, the burden that puts on you is all too heavy. That if he wants her back because she was so proud of him, so nurturing, so caring, then how can she possibly look at him now? Too, I couldn't become the commander's replacement. This is interesting because in the end, I don't think Armin actually was that amazing. He was put up against some really, really hard circumstances, and he is, of course, quite a genius tactician. But in the end, yeah, the chaos that is unfolded, maybe it would have been better if Erwin was there. Maybe things could have been settled a little cleaner if Erwin was around. It's like not a very typical lesson for a series like this. That the sacrifice was actually kind of regretted. That there was never kind of a situation where it was obvious that had they not made that sacrifice, they would have been doomed. Where very explicitly Armin was the correct choice. It had always been left kind of ambiguous what would have been different had Erwin still been around. It's bleak, man. This series is bleak. Armin, I want to be a soldier my mom can be proud of. So let's go help people who are in trouble. Yeah, like, say, the entire world. I don't know, I'm starting to see the seeds here. Everyone's kind of reaching this point. They're going through these very complicated situations. They're very meaningful. They draw upon big swaths and a huge, diverse range of the plot up until now. But it seems like the conclusion people are coming to is, I still want to do right. I still want to save who I can save. Which, you know, I don't know. You're looking for this scarf. She loves that scarf. Sorry, but I thought it'd bring me closer to you. The shard of the thunder spear in my stomach can't be removed. It's a shame. I can't see Eren Yeager set the world free. So that's Historia's take, huh? That Armin is freeing the world. She's kind of got a weird, dreamy, poetic look at it. It's not really freeing the world, it's smushing it. But it's interesting to see the side she's on. Just for a bit, I spoke to Mr. Yeager about you. Told me to throw this scarf away. But if it's going to be thrown away anyways, I could at least have it with me. Give it back. Because I look up to you, I became a soldier. I have no regrets. I followed you and lived devoting my heart. Yuri? No. It was her ex Yimmer. That was the original OTP. But she always did have such an admiration for Mikasa. Again, I love the way the Wall Titans are being depicted. They're definitely getting, like, farther apart. At the beginning I was like, I don't know if they're moving at all. But we've seen the devastating effects they have, the rubble just left in their path. And I think they're drawn, like, a little further out now. They're looking more and more distant. Yeah, that line of Titans is the end of the rumbling. We're finally released from their tremors. Yeah, and they're not as constant. Like, there's further, the gaps are further apart. There's this big gap at the end of them now. That's well done. Again, it's all very subtle. It's all very atmospheric. Like, we still are so vastly separated from their true nature, their true strength. Only in the after effects, only in the reputation do we know. And I don't know if we're ever going to get to see the gratuitous Titans versus the world, right? Like, maybe they will actually stop them in time. So that the big promise of them, the monumental weapon that they represent, I don't know. I don't know if we're ever going to get to see, like, the sophisticated cities of the world, the technologically advanced places, and the gigantic kingdoms of Marley get squished. I don't know. At the same time, it's like, how could they deprive us of that? How could they get so close to showing us that and not show us that? But it is powerful leaving them like this. It is, I think, a very powerful effect to draw them the way they've been drawn. To me, it was the sound of the bell bringing about freedom. The Eldian Empire has been persecuted by the world for 100 years, lived under the threats of the Titans throughout. However, that's over. We are already freed. The Liberators, Eren, and the Jaegerists, big stretch, have triumphed over the world. Why didn't you join and rule over the Jaegerists? Not interested. Jean seems to feel that way as well. Yeah, he's up there. But Jean seems, I don't know, a little detached, a little disconnected. Dedicate your hearts. Oh, everyone's celebrating! Whoa! So at first there was conflict. This is like the same kind of rabble we saw arguing at the start of the last chapter about, you know, is Eren killing everybody? How much should we blame these deaths on Eren? Or these noble sacrifices Eren had to make for a glorious, glorious triumph? Now it seems like that latter faction has won. That everyone is super, super happy. Back to Reiner. So here, Connie and Armin and the kids entered back into the city. First, we fill up our stomachs. Sure, that Annie might be back. All her has been undone. Possibility of it is Hey, what? Is that Annie right next to them? I thought they had already left. I thought we saw them in like a cabin outside of town. But I guess they were just at the edge of town. Yeah, there she is. Alright, that's pretty funny. Oh man, this is serious. Just these moments of comedy. I think that's actually genuinely funny. But Eddie's just like right there. This character that they haven't seen out of her crystal in what, like 4 or 5 years or something. She's just there. She's just there. And he's devouring that pie. 4 years worth of pie. I guess it is 4 years worth of pie. Probably hasn't had pie since she was crystallized. So Hitch comes back. Hitch and Annie seem to be getting along pretty well. It seems like they've come to an understanding. I went to meet Armin and Connie and went with them. I need to hurry. I'm sorry for being a nuisance. Thank you for talking to me the last 4 years. Farewell from your malicious roommate. Left her an entire other pie. So again, what is the plan? What are they doing? What is Annie... Oh, sorry, Hitch came back with the pie. Annie was already eating a pie. But it seems like Annie is resolved to do something as well. At first she was just kind of like, I'm just gonna screw off, like, I'm done. She was the one that was okay with shitting in the woods. But something that Connie and Armin said got through to her, I guess. We're all gathering here, citizens of the Empire. Oh boy, oh, it's come to this already. They're already doing the public executions to demand loyalty. This is like stage 5 dictatorship. This is like the totalitarian regime after they have to stop pretending. I thought at least they would try to pretend for a while. Jeez. And it's Yelena and the other guy whose name eludes me. By the same occasion, we Jaegerists shall carry on Aaron's will to subdue the world. This is a proclamation. The island of paradise is now under our rule. The name of this criminal is Yelena. When she supported the Eldian Empire under the banner of rebellion against Marley, her real objective was to have Zeke obtain the Founders' power and enact the complete annihilation of the Eldians with his euthanasia plan. Yeah, this looks like it for her. Just filthy Marleyans after all. Aaron won against Zeke and impeded his plans. This criminal worked as Zeke's trusted servant. Die whore. Oh no. Oh, that's not good. Oh, the moral culture of this new Eldian Empire is rapidly crumbling before our very eyes, becoming everything that they hated. You haven't shot me yet. Pretty badass. Yelena was a pretty interesting character. The way she was scheming, the way she was ambiguous in so many situations. The fact that she wielded only ever social power and political power. She never commanded Titans, she never was a Titan, she never really armed herself. A unique character in this series. But of course, that is the power that's most fragile. And this mob, again, the way their faces contort, the way they look so Titan-esque as they cry out for her blood. I'm not shooting yet. Oh, this guy's name is Onyakopan. This one worked to support Eldio without knowing about the euthanasia pay. However, he spat out that he'd rather choose death over living under the rule of the Eldian Empire. Change your mind, now's the time to. Let my strength to Eldia in order to rescue my homeland from Marley. It was also for the sake of you all. And that's what I get as a result. My homeland being crushed, my family massacred. This guy, even more so than Yelena, didn't really have that much power. Even his political power was always kind of subservient to Yelena's. It seemed like a genuinely good guy. Really, like, seemed like one of the few people that, you know, had a righteous cause the entire time. And never betrayed anybody, never double-crossed anybody, never secretly knew something that if everyone else knew about it, they would change their minds about what they were doing. No, he just acted honestly the whole time. And in the end, he takes this stand. This horrible, horrible new Eldian Empire. He wants nothing to do with it, and who can blame him? All that's left are the lousy, chauvinistic bastards. Exactly. Exactly. There's no value in sucking up to you lot. You should know how absurd it is to get indiscriminately killed without warning, right? Why don't you guys understand? They're still trapped in a cycle of violence. Don't just keep your mouth shut. Say something, Jean. Jean missed. Damn, I missed. What is he gonna do? He discharges his gun without hitting either of them. Jean rebels, but he's just one person. There's not really much he can do. What are you trying to pull? Whoa! What? Yo! Oh, as expected of Piak. Let's go! Whoa! So the cart titan jumps up, scoops up Jean and Yelna in their mouth. Whoa! Flosh looks for Mikasa, believing Mikasa to be loyal. I guess everyone believes that Mikasa is loyal to them. She just seems to be doing what people have recently asked her to be doing, so it's a reasonable way to think. Whoa! Okay, so everybody's gonna come in together. Everyone's coming together, but what the heck are they actually gonna do? Oh, 4 consecutive gunshots. This is Jean's signal to continue the plan. Yo, this is so hype! Oh, this is so hype. Oh, I love, this. Again, just, this is quintessential Attack on Titan stuff. I love stuff like this. The secret plans, the codes, the signals. Finding out after the effect that, this character and this character and this character are actually all in communication. They had worked it out ahead of time. Oh man, everybody's actually coming together. I should have known. I should have known. They actually got me. I was actually feeling so nihilistic about it. But now that everyone's coming together, all these disparate plot lines having somehow relatively happy endings, which is a rare thing in this series, it gives me some hope. I don't know what the heck they're gonna do. Okay. Attention should be focused on the other side of the fortress. Let's go. Okay, so they're sneaking out with all these supplies. Someone's watching. No choice but to keep moving. I wonder who that was. The cart titan dumps them out. I'm not getting inside Titan's mouth ever again. Don't you brush your teeth or anything? Oh, so crazy. Okay, everyone's coming together. When did you join forces with Marley? Last night. Okay with that, even though you'd secure your position if you stayed with the Jaegerists. At that point, I just wanted to plug my ears and shut myself inside my room. But the bones turned to ashes. Wouldn't forgive me for that. I understand what you're talking about, but thank you. Just go wash yourself. The condition to borrow the cart's power was to secure you. Bring you back alive. So Yelna now, for the first time in a long, long time, has to confront the actual Marley institutions, whom she betrayed so thoroughly. Okay, meanwhile, Annie kicking awake Reiner. Oh, so that's where they snuck off to. I thought they were going to go meet up with the cart titan and them outside of the city, but it's a twin plan. The abduction and now Reiner as well. Calm down, they're all allies. Wow, Reiner and Annie united at last. It's really interesting because like when Annie was frozen, we had no idea the connection that the two of those had. We didn't even know that Reiner was the armored titan at that time. And now that we had all of those really fantastic chapters with their backstory, it carries so much weight, they're meeting again. There's no time, let's hurry up and go. Oh, and I'm so pumped. Everyone getting together. But the like, what can they do? What in the world can they do? It has to be Hanji. Hanji has some crazy plan, I'm sure, to save the world. Oh my god. How? Oh man. I like it. I really like it. Okay, like let's think about it. I kept going on and on about, all right, we're doing all of this. It's compelling, sure. I'm happy they're writing it like this. But what's the point? Like, this isn't of consequence to the main crisis. And it wasn't so much even that it was like irrelevant. It didn't even seem like kind of like thematically linked, if you know what I'm saying. Like it kind of felt like everybody had already resigned to the fate of the world and were just doing like whatever. Like they were just taking care of their own business. And to have through character emotion, through character growth, through like this reaffirmation of what matters to these people, to have that unite them, to have all of these separate stories. The way that I'm breaking it down right now, it's kind of like, oh, well, yeah, obviously. But in the moment, I actually felt very nihilistic about the fate of the world. I kind of, and even now, I have no idea whatsoever what they're actually going to do. But this is unexpected. Somehow, all of the protagonists coming together and saying, let's save the world, was unexpected to me. That's quite a feat of storytelling. Okay. So they're going to save the world. And now we are caught up. It looks like that chapter came out about half a month ago. So in another half month or so, I will join you for chapter 127 when they attempt to save the world. And we'll see what happens there. Okay, bye-bye for now.